When I was a child, one of my favorite books was called A Wrinkle in Time. It's a story about three children who travel through time to rescue their father from the dark thing on another planet. I loved the story because of the adventure, because of the young heroes, and because the children reunited with their father at the end. Sadly, in real life, that doesn't always happen. In the past month alone, I've learned of a 15-year-old boy, a 16-year-old girl, a 23-year-old woman, actually now a 28-year-old man, and two men in their early 50s who died suddenly overnight with no explanation. No warning, alive and vibrant one day, gone the next. I know of people in their 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s who suffered weeks, months, years, and even decades fighting cancer, kidney failure, heart disease, fighting for life while waiting for their number to be called. Some were ready to go and at peace in the end. Others were not. Some preferred to be alone in the end, wanting to spare their loved ones of their memory of their withered bodies, etched forever in their mind, a shell of their former selves. They chose to meet their Maker alone, for how could anyone bear witness and carry them through that moment? Others preferred to be with loved ones, gathering with their family around them while leaving this world, feeling surrounded by love, feeling grateful for the life they had lived and the goodness they were leaving behind to grow and thrive with their blessing. There is no wrong or right at the end. There is no rhyme or reason for how or when we are called to our eternal resting places. And there is no coming back. Personally, I think the finality of death is the hardest to accept and live with. Whether we are angry that our loved one was taken too soon or was forced to suffer, or whether we're grateful for a quick death, albeit shocking, but avoiding the suffering, or whether we are philosophically at peace, knowing that all who live must eventually die, we all still struggle with the finality of death. Never again will we be able to touch their faces. Never again will we be ever able to hear their natural voices. Never again will we be able to look into their eyes. Never again will we be able to smell them when we get a hug or pick up their clothes. Never again will we be able to hear their laugh or listen to their natural voice, or listen to their advice, their bad jokes, or their pearls of wisdom. If only we could find a wrinkle in time and bring them back to us. It's okay, you don't need to tell the page number right now because we're just in the middle of the sermon. That's okay. Even if, by some miracle, we managed to say everything we wanted to say before they were gone, even if we heard all we needed to hear from them, it would never be enough. What about all the things that have happened since they left us? All the new additions to the family, the birthdays, the B'nai Mitzvah, the weddings, the sports games, the school concerts, the promotions at work or changes of careers, the overwhelming feeling of loneliness, all the really challenging times when we really needed them there with us, or the really incredible times that we really wanted to celebrate and share with them. What about the holidays they didn't get to take? What about their own life experiences that were cut short without their permission? How do we find closure with that? We don't. We can't. So let's not even try. The death of our loved ones will leave us forever with an open wound, an eternal reminder to care for them, to protect their memories, and to guard their life's teachings to the best of our abilities. For their lives were but a wrinkle in time, and we were blessed to have shared that time with them. Although we may not be able to find complete closure with the death of our loved ones, we can move on. We can let go enough to experience untainted joy again. We can live our lives fully and completely beyond the shadow of our loss, because a part of them will remain with us always, for they have touched our souls, leaving a permanent mark. Continuing on with our lives, experiencing joy and sadness, excitement and disappointment, allowing ourselves to grow and develop does not mean that we forgot them or that we have left them behind. On the contrary, the more fully we live our lives, allowing ourselves to feel the breadth of life's experiences, the more we honor their lives, for their memories are not to hold us back, but to propel us forward. For in everything we do, we continue to be blessed because of all that they have shared with us. As I read in David Harkin's poems last night, our hearts can be empty because we can't see them, or we can be full of the love that we shared. We can turn our back on tomorrow and live for yesterday, or we can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. We can remember them and only that they are gone, or we can cherish their memory and let them live on. We can cry and close our mind, be empty and turn our back, or we can do what they would want, smile, open our eyes, love, and go on.